Welcome, my friends. My breakfast elixir of immortality is a soup I've had every morning for about 10 years now, and I lovingly call it Morning Star Miso Soup. How about that? It started off out of a simple intention, being vegan for so long and raw, and basically just want to be healthy on this planet in general. All the cutting-edge research suggests that having protein first thing in the morning, because the word breakfast, you're breaking your fast of not eating for so long, you want to break that fast with protein. Just to give you the list, we've got a miso base in roughly a cup of water per serving. I usually do a little bit more because I like it a little thinner, and I have a big bowl myself. You might want to have a smaller bowl if you're just starting this, because there's so much nutrition, and sometimes I've given this to people and they'll have a similar response. Like if you just start having wheatgrass and you've never had that level of concentration of food, you can have a little bit of a detox response. So I would integrate this slowly, but for me personally, I have 1 to 2 cups of water per serving, closer to 2 in there, with miso, okay? Then I add in there a tablespoon of raw organic coconut oil. All right, and then there is, for protein and omegas, I've got chia seeds, hemp seeds, okay? I've got super lightly steamed, like flash steamed, soaked overnight garbanzo beans, and that's the only thing in here that's not completely raw. And that falls under the category of food what I call consciously cooked, because I've been vegan for 14.5 years now, mostly raw for that time, about 10 years. And I was 100% raw for like 8 years. And I got a little bit low on protein, I felt, with my high, impact lifestyle, which is still pretty low key from the standpoint of Western exercise, but I do yoga every day, twice a day at least, body work, every day, very non-violent martial arts and things, different Qigong forms, and I'm burning calories. So I noticed that having a little bit of, consciously cooked food, as I said, lightly steamed beans, occasionally lightly steamed vegetables or whatever, has helped me. So that's the only thing in here, just letting you know it's not 100% raw. Flash steamed garbanzo beans soaked overnight. I have a Brazil nut here, which I generally have at least 1 a day, generally 2. I usually start my day off with a Morning Star miso. My last meal of the day is generally also blended, smoothie of some kind, and I'll put a Brazil nut in my morning blended meal and in my evening, because the amount of selenium you need daily you can get from a single Brazil nut, ideally soaked overnight. And another quick soundbite about Brazil nuts, most people don't know, big time athletes that die from, they're totally healthy and all of a sudden they just up and die, like they sweat out all their minerals and stuff, selenium is the one. They've done a lot of research on that, and if you would just supplement some Brazil nuts, that wouldn't happen, especially young athletes. They just burn their butt with all this high impact, lifestyles and footballs and all this stuff people are doing. Fine, whatever you want to do, but support yourself. Don't sweat out your minerals. Brazil nut. I have in here minced ginger, and even though I'm using a Vitamix, and for this soup ideally you want a Vitamix or Blendtec or one of the Big Daddy blenders, I still mince my ginger because it just will be a little bit smoother. In a souper, especially if you're not using, 2 to 3 horsepower blender, slice up your ginger. I've got my greens here, okay, because this is a green, when you want to get a lot of greens in your system, everyone knows that. Flat leaf Italian parsley. I've got Swiss chard here, both organic, of course. These are washed, by the way, in baking soda. People spend a lot of money on vegetable washes, and I think baking soda is better. It's more natural. I use an aluminum-free one, and it's cheaper, okay? Because those vegetable washes can add up, and I can never seem to get the soap suds off of it. You know what I mean? I just don't really care for those very much, so I use baking soda. Then I have in here kelp. You can use any sea vegetable you like. Kelp is one of the more nutritious ones. This is Atlantic, kelp, because post-Fukushima, I would be mindful for anything you get in the Pacific regarding seaweed, spirulinas, and whatnot. So this is Atlantic kelp. And Then I've got, for my miso, you could use any miso you like. I like the lighter misos. You could use like a barley miso or whatever, but that'll get really robust real fast. So I like the chickpea miso, because again, for the same reasons I use the chickpea beans, which I didn't mention. You could use any bean in this. Sometimes I use different beans, but chickpea's my favorite because it's one of the highest yielding proteins of all beans, and it tastes the best, in my opinion and experience. Okay, so I've got chickpea miso. Then for my spices, there's an assortment here of spices. And I was going to do a video just on each of these individual spices, but I'm just going to throw it all in there, and it'll be a lot of info, but I think you'll appreciate it. Black pepper, I eat with almost every meal because it increases digestibility of all food and nutrients like 2,000%. Okay? So, and all your medicine stuff for my Ayurvedic immunity tonic, which I'll do later, black pepper's in there because it activates any other medicines you're taking. This one, you know, and I should say, just for legal reasons, like, you know, consult your doctor, all that stuff. This is all medical level. You know, let that food be thy medicine. Hippocrates, father of Western medicine, said, okay? We seem to forget that. So check with your doctor, this and that. But any, you know, holistic things you're taking, medicines, foods, and herbs and superfoods that you want to get the ultimate effect for, black pepper will help unlock it, something serious, okay? Turmeric. Everyone knows nowadays, especially in the alternative, I should say complementary, less threatening than alternative lifestyle circles, that turmeric is a king of like health and wellness. I won't even get into all the endless anti-inflammatory and on, pain lowering, inhibiting, all kinds of, just type in turmeric, you know, healing effects, you'll get the info. But one soundbite most people don't know about turmeric that I want to mention, okay? Because people spend a lot of money on turmeric supplements because when you just eat a powder like this, a lot of times you don't get the absorption. It's not what you eat, it's what you digest, right? You need to have it for optimal absorption with other spices. So black pepper alone will help kick it into overdrive, the ginger as well. I actually recently just started adding cinnamon to this Morningstar miso soup because I want to make it culinary. This is very much like a superfood. Like, it reminds me of that liquid, you know, soup they had in Matrix or something, where it's like, you know, I don't know, taste-wise or whatever, it's going to take some getting, you know, used to. You're going to have to adjust. But this is like, do you eat to live or do you live to eat? You know, and I want to just, I don't want to waste time. I want to get, you know, I'm all about the nutrition content. Okay, this is like liquid light and light in your cells level. Okay, but for the sake of culinary, I would still like it to taste good within that context. Cinnamon is really nice. Another mega healer that most people don't know about, black cumin. Okay, it tastes good, first of all. You could just add straight cumin if that's all you have. But there's whole books written about black cumin and the healing, you know, lineage of history in Egypt and Middle East and other places with black cumin seed. So this is a ground black cumin powder. I'm just going to add a pinch of it, as you'll see. Really good. And basically you want to just compound with the turmeric all the spices you can. That'll unlock it in your body on a different level, because turmeric is a mega healer, natural antibiotic, and on and on. Another healer, and for flavor, but also on the level of healing, essential fats, and there's a lot of things studies done too with this coconut oil, raw coconut oil, with lowering sugar cravings, people that have problems with sugar, it's anti-candida, all kinds of stuff. Again, with all these ingredients, just look them up. Chia seeds, like one of the mega superfoods, just like protein you could survive on alone, all the omegas, all the protein. Hemp seeds, another one. As a raw vegan, all these, a vegan in general, okay? Even as just a vegetarian, people like, they don't really, they're like, oh yeah, I get enough protein, but you really sometimes don't. And when you start having dreams about eggs and beef and all this stuff, your body's telling you, you need protein, okay? Because I was vegan, as I said, for over 14 years. I had my blood tested, and I was pretty solid in everything. I gotta say, I was diligent, okay? But there still was that extra protein. You want to have protein, basically, bottom line, first thing in the morning and before you go to bed, okay? Not like right before, but last meal of my day, as I mentioned, is another blended meal. I have protein in that. Hemp seeds is like, I am committed to having hemp seeds every day. If you have like a handful of hemp seeds every day, you won't have that protein problem or omega problem that most people have, okay? Oh, and that's one other thing. Turmeric is mega synergistic with omegas. Either straight up flax oil, I really like the Udo's oil because it's a balance of the 369 omegas, but even the omegas you get in chia and hemp, which are considerable, synergistic with the turmeric, okay? So this is all medical level stuff. I think I covered all the ingredients that are in there. I'm going to throw these all in the blender and I'm going to turn it on. And then I eat it and have my breakfast. So there's an order to which ingredients I put in here, so I can ideally just use 1 spoon. Because if I put it in the coconut oil, I can't put it in anything else. The spoon. Black cumin. That's about half a teaspoon. And feel it out. This is all to taste. You know what I mean? I just siphon it out how I feel each day. Trust in our guru to handle the details. There's my black cumin. I'm going to go ahead and add chia seeds, which I used to soak. That's about a tablespoon of chia seeds. I used to soak overnight. You can do that. But chia seeds actually soak instantly. Like really fast, you'll see they just, as soon as you drop them in there, they kind of expand. So I usually just keep them dry for the sake of freshness. A little bit extra hemp seeds I always like, a tablespoon or so. Then I'm going to throw in my minced ginger and Brazil nut. And now just to make sure the seeds, the chia seeds get down in the water and soak, I just give it a quick little once over. Soft blend, and now instantly they get down in there, they kind of expand up. Really, really nice. I'm going to throw in my coconut oil and then my miso. And then I'll just have had to use 1 spoon. Full tablespoon of coconut oil. It's amazing. Candida can be nasty and people can treat it. I have personally, just with coconut oil. Having, tablespoons throughout my day in smoothies and blended foods, or even just straight, and even putting it straight on, candida type of things, like I had on my foot when I went to Thailand. So much heat, so much sugar from all the mangoes and stuff. Coconut oil, really nice. Now, miso, I've got about a half a tablespoon here, I would say. Okay, again, it's always to taste, but I've been on this for like 10 years. It started off simply just as miso and hummus and sliced ginger. And then it gradually evolved, and maybe some sliced parsley, and then it gradually evolved to throwing it all in the blender, really turning it on. Another thing I want to mention real fast as I put the rest of these ingredients in here, cinnamon, just a pinch, that's more than a pinch, maybe half a teaspoon or so. I put a lot of turmeric in here. I used to put garlic in here, all right? Now, I don't, at this point in my life, eat garlic. I've cut it out. It's been maybe 6 months now. And not for the reasons that everyone talks about. It's anti-spiritual and all this as a yogi, which I hear that argument. That's not why I do it. I put a lot of pepper in here. That's I don't even know, like at least half a teaspoon. Fresh ground, by the way, organic if possible. Everything organic that I have here. Then I'm going to throw in my greens. They're all washed, as I said, with baking soda. Then I give them a rinse with regular water. Throw those in there, raw of course. Throw my seaweed on there, and I open it up to make sure. Sometimes there's little like barnacles and like little seashells on them, and I open it up. Beautiful, ready to go. My garbanzo beans, because they're normally hot, because I just give them a quick flash, although they're a little bit cool here because I've been talking. I usually throw those on last, turn it on immediately, so the heat doesn't infect the rest of my raw food, but they're already cool, so I'll just throw them in there. And I think I've put everything in there now. Complete. Now I just got to blend it. Real quick, what I was saying about garlic. It lowers your cholesterol. That's a known, effect of the garlic. Because I've been vegan and raw for so long, my cholesterol is already so low. My cholesterol was getting into the unsafe low range. And so I cut out garlic and that went away. So I've used garlic like, when a lot of people around me are sick or whatever, even topically, like I'll mince it up or whatever, put it on like whatever, like staph or whatever, like I had 10 years ago, a little bit, and there's different things you can put on there, honey, blah, blah, blah. But internally, I stopped for the reason of the cholesterol. So if you've been into raw a long time, garlic is it's in a lot of recipes, so it's hard to get it out, powdered garlic and everything else, but that's just why I don't, cholesterol, just letting you know. Let's blend this. And I only blend it, I don't want to blend it to where it's hot, but just to where it's like barely warm. Usually like, 45 seconds-ish. Okay, here we go. I usually just feel the side of the blender, see if it's getting warm. And it is, so I think it's probably about ready. It's usually the ginger that gets kind of hairy or whatever, little pieces of hair of the ginger if you don't blend it fully. Now to me that's delicious. Again, most people I've given this to, they're just like, or give me, something with more flavor. But again, the sugar when you have sugar first thing in the morning and not protein, people that have all these bananas and stuff for breakfast, okay, you're setting yourself up for a crash. I did it. Okay, I'm not speaking from theory here. I was like, oh yeah, I'll do it. Smoothie for breakfast, you know, granola, bananas, and all this. When you have carbs, and especially sugar first thing in the morning, you're setting yourself up for a crash because you get that quick dose of energy. But again, because it's your first meal of the day, you want to start on a solid foundation. So this to me is the most solid foundation that I have found. My breakfast, elixir of immortality, morning star soup in honor of the goddess. I'm wearing the star goddess shirt in honor of the goddess power, green power of the heart chakra, and I could go on and on. This is what I have for breakfast every day. I offer you this recipe with an open heart and with humility, and I hope that you try it and see how you feel. Practice well and be well.